Hey, this is Steven with KnifeTV. It's in mid-October here at Ferrum Forge. We decided to have a little sit-down with Phil Lobred, who's doing the Art Knife Invitational. It's coming up on October 31st here in San Diego. We encourage anybody who's thinking about coming out to definitely stop on by. It's a great show. Invitation only. It's going to cost you a little bit of money. And let's talk to Phil about how the Art Knife Invitational came to be.
Hi.
Hi, Phil.
Well, it started in '83, and I noticed that the Knife Makers Guild show was the biggest show at the time, and it's sold mostly utility knives, and so I felt like it was be productive to get both the people that wanted to make art knives and the people that wanted to collect them together at the same time. So that was about 1980, I guess. And I did my first show in '83.
So the Art Knife Invitational's done now at this point every 2 years. Do you know how many Art Knife Invitationals have you done?
Well, we did '83 and '84, and then we put it on sabbatical for a few years. It was a little too much, I think, at that time. People and the makers weren't into it, and so I did the next show in '93 and decided to do it every 2 years. So it's been every 2 years since '93. I don't know how many years that is.
Well, we're both bad with the math, so we'll let the people out there figure it out. So, what is the purpose of the Art Knife Invitational as you see it?
Just to get the right people in the right place at the same time. The people that want to collect, and the people that want to make an art type knife. It's not where I started. I started with one from each maker when I started. I collected my first custom knife in 1968, and I went to the first guild show in '72, and commissioned the King Tut Dagger in about 1980. So it was being made when I did the first art knife show, and
so just for people that don't know, the King Tut Dagger is 32 ounces of solid gold.
Yeah.
And it's also all different kinds of techniques, and there's some enameling, actually melted glass as well. And you own it, and it may turn out in the long run to be the most valuable custom-made knife contemporarily. A few thoughts about the King Tut Dagger.
It may be what it turns out if I end up selling it, but right now I'm not looking to do that.
So one of the things that people are going to see at the Art Knife Invitational, Steve Rapp's going to be there. You're holding a Steve Rapp knife right now. One of the things that you've done is pioneer the use of gold quartz in contemporary knives. If you want to hold that up so people can see it, and maybe talk about it while you're showing it.
Well, it's gold-bearing quartz in a mosaic on the handle. That is also called jewelry-grade quartz, and it's kind of expensive, but
if I remember correctly, you told me that the gold-bearing quartz is actually more expensive than solid gold.
Well, it is, because when you weigh it, you weigh it like gold and you're weighing quartz, so you're paying the same amount for the quartz as you pay for the gold.
And in order to work this material, you have to have lapidary grade equipment, and you lose a lot of the material when you're actually working it into a knife. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's very difficult to work because the quartz is very hard and the gold is very soft, and you have to get it polished in the end. So you're polishing the quartz, and if you're not careful, you're washing all the gold out of it, especially in little places that come to a point and you have gold in the point. It's very easy just to wipe the gold right out as you polish the quartz.
And this Steve Rapp piece has a lot of points to it. And people that are coming to the Art Knife Invitational on October 31st may have the opportunity to see knives like this, but they're going to see a lot of really interesting knives and really things that don't show up on the aftermarket very frequently, and they don't show up for most people to see. So this is a great opportunity for people to see truly museum-grade work. And that's something that I think that you've worked hard towards. What are some of the things that you've tried to encourage the makers to do at the Art Knife Invitational over the years?
Well, it just make something new and novel, and if it's a new locking mechanism or a new knife to them, new in any way, that's what they're looking at the Art Knife Invitational. It's a name in the hat type show. You can't just come in and buy. You have to be drawn for your piece.
So it's like a lottery in the sense that people put their name and they have a book that's got their name in it. So there's sort of a minimal chance for shenanigans and tomfoolery. And then they drop their name in there, and hopefully the right person gets drawn for the right knife. They have first right of refusal. Is that correct?
Correct. Can I announce that I have Parkinson's, and that's why I'm acting?
So for those of you out there that don't know, Phil Lobred has Parkinson's disease, but he's got it managed. It's under control. Phil, a couple last words about the Art Knife Invitational.
Well, we'd like to see as many people there as want to come, but we only really invite 175 people, and that's about the size of it.
Okay, and there's just a few openings left for people to come and try to get involved. I know I'll be there, and you'll be there, and we hope the rest of you out there will be there as well. My partner Adam, who's behind the camera, will be there as well. We're looking forward to seeing as many of you that can make it. And Art Knife Invitational. Say goodbye.